Hello my dudes and welcome back to the Steampunk Saga. Man, what a weekend. So yeah, basically I spent a long time developing the base and getting a huge amount of area terraformed and all walled up. Now this took me a long time, oh my god, and so long in fact, I didn't actually finish it, but we made some seriously cool progress. We've got a massive raised area with a huge pillar to keep it up because I want it to look like it actually works, even though Minecraft doesn't need gravity, and a cool railway bridge going over behind the Crusher's hut. And to stop the area from underneath this giant platform from becoming a monster hotspot, we put down a diamond magnum torch. That should keep things pretty safe and sound for now. But yeah, it's a rainy day in the colony, and just like in real life on a rainy day, you don't really want to spend it out and about doing colony stuff. So what we're going to be doing is looking into how we're going to actually make our rails. We're getting a decent amount of iron now from our iron setup, and we have this last little factory area over here. This is primed and ready to be turned into a little bit of a mini railway factory. Anyway, let's dive into some more create. Okay, let's start the ball rolling. Now, I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Let me know what you got up to. I played a little bit of 7 Days to Die with some dudes on the Discord, and if you want to get involved in that, Patreon and YouTube members can jump in. We're having a good time, and we're kind of surviving, although not very well. So yeah, a create railway. Let's take a look. Now, also, we do have loads of spots for new dudes, so I'm trying to run around with at least some materials to recruit new colonists, just in case we find some dudes to get in. Anyway, yeah. Now, it's called train track, not rail, so if you're having trouble finding it, that's what it's under. But yeah, there's a huge amount of styles. There's also different types, so you've got regular train tracks. This is just what Create adds by default. There's also wide and narrow. The regular train track is a super simple setup. All you need is a stone or an andesite slab into like a conveyor belt, stamp it a couple of times with some iron nuggets, then give it another stamp for good measure, and you get a train track. That's a really simple, really easy setup. And we're going to need a lot less iron than I actually thought. That's crazy. So 2 nuggets per track. That means every single ingot makes 3 tracks. Pretty good. But does the recipe change if we want to use wide or narrow tracks? And it looks like it kind of does. So for the wide tracks, we need to feed the regular track that we've already made through a saw, add an oak slab, stamp it again, and we get wide. And for narrow, same deal, but we add another piece of iron nugget. So if we do go wide or narrow, that's going to add a bit of complexity to what we need. But we're going to make one of every single type of rail to see what fits on the bridges and infrastructure that we've already set up. So we're going to need 2 deployers and 1 mechanical press. But you can actually ponder the train track. So how does this work? Oh yeah. Now railway in Create is really easy to place. You don't put the blocks down one by one. You set a first point, then a second point, and it draws the track in between. Very cool. It can even bend like this, so there's no more like vanilla right angles. You get nice smooth railways. Ooh, now also it looks like if you have a material in your offhand, it puts it automatically underneath the train track, and I don't know what this material is here. I think it's like rail rebar. But that's a really slick, very steampunky look. Up next, tracks and the nether. Oh, whoa, look at this. So you can drive a railway into the nether? Oh, that sounds really cool. It's probably going to be quite buggy. I had no idea you could send your train to another dimension. And that's probably good if you set up a train that's built to mine stuff, or if you just want to set up 2 nether portals and have a really cool roller coaster that takes a bit of a trip through the nether. Very cool. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. On a rainy day like this, let's go make some mechanical presses. So let's take a look into our computer. If we go to @create, we can see what kind of materials we have already. Yeah, a fair amount of stuff. We should have what we need to make all these bits. We want 2 deployers. Right, so we've got the electron tubes, we'll need andesite casing, and of course a brass hand or 2. So we'll need some brass sheets and some andesite casing. Let's go do it. Man, it's so useful having this Create workshop in our colony. Once you get all these machines set up, Create is just so super smooth to go through. But we'll leave that brass pressing into sheets, and let's go over and make some andesite casing. So how does this work? We need the andesite, obviously. Grab the alloy. And I reckon a stack should do us. Won't need it all. there's already some wood in the setup, so we can just literally put some andesite in this hand. And we're getting all the casing we need. Now, we'll literally only need 3 or 4, so 6 should be fine. And we'll grab up these 20 brass sheets. Let's do it. So that should be everything for the deployers. We'll put that there. 1 and then another hand. And 2. Amazing. There we go. 2 deployers. Perfect. And the last thing would be the mechanical press. I don't think this is quite as hard to make. Have I got it over here on the left? Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Need a block of iron, but again, we've got loads of iron, so no worries. And hey presto, all the machines we need. Now we do need to get them set up, so we'll need, of course, some shafts and some gears. And also, because we're adding machines now to our setup, I hope this doesn't overstress our stuff. But I don't think it will. I think we should be okay. Let's go get it set up. Oh man, dark and stormy night though. My colonists can actually get struck by lightning, so I think I'm going to skip the night. There we go, the start of a brand new sunny day. Oh man, I love how when I leave my house, through the front door, I'm looking at the sun rising. Oh yeah, so top tip, if you're ever building a player house, make it so you wake up or you leave your house facing the direction the sun rises, because it's just a really cool look. Oh yeah, so much promise. What a day. So let's take a look. We need 3 machines here. They should fit just like the one... Wait, hang on a sec. We could even repurpose this little factory we have over here. This is all ready to roll, and at the moment this is making advanced mechanisms. Yeah, do you know what? I think that's what we're going to do, because what we can do is if we replace this with the rail factory, we can maybe even turn this into like a wide or a narrow rail factory. That could be a good idea. So we're going to remove this one over here on the end. So long, pal. Replace it with a mechanical press. Should be simple. It does mean we didn't need to make those deployers, but they'll always come in handy at some point. No, don't do that. Get out of there. There we go, and it's facing the right direction. Man, that's lucky. No wrench required. We'll pick up these gears and things from inside the deployers. Okay, so everything is in position. We're almost good to go. Now all we need is the iron nuggets for these deployers, and of course, the stone slabs to put in to begin with. Now, this is a great chance for us to use our bulk blasting setup, because if we come down here, I reckon we've got loads of cobblestone still in this chest. Oh yeah, luck be a lady. We're going to take, I reckon, what, 4 stacks? That should be fine. And get this blasted up. Okay, cool. We'll leave that to cook. While it's cooking, we'll go and grab the iron from up in our iron factory. I wonder how much we made by now. Okay, here it is, the moment of truth. And okay, man, I was hoping for more, but this is actually going to be loads. We'll take 2 stacks. Now, we'll take 3, because what good is it just hanging around in this chest? We might as well take it all. We're not getting any of the other materials because, yeah, we don't have any tough production on the colony yet. But that does remind me, I was going to get the Electrum, and I was going to show you guys what that massive Electrum chain looked like, because I'm kind of curious as well. Let's go grab the Electrum and hit the stone cutter. Also, I do need to build a staircase here. This whole side of the mountain screams massive staircase. So there it is, 4 Electrum ingots. Now, one of you guys said, what can I do with Electrum? Why should we be getting this in the factory? And literally, when you say what it's used for, it's not used for anything. You can make an Electrum knife, which isn't really that good. You can make a pale gold amulet that does increase your luck. But beyond that, its only real use, it looks like, is making large Electrum chains. And it's like, okay, you can make Electrum rods, but again, what are they used for? Oh, large connectors. Ah, very cool. So what you can do is you can use create power to turn it into other forge energy for other mods. Very cool. And I'm wondering actually if this works both ways, if we could use other mods to make power for create machines. That could be a cool way to supplement our power. You can also use Electrum sheets to make Electrum wire, which you can use to make an accumulator. What does this do? So basically energy storage, and that makes sense because most games use Electrum as a kind of like power interface. But yeah, for the most part, it looks like Electrum is really designed for when you want to use immersive engineering and kind of make it work with Create. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We've got these 4 ingots. I've got a stone cutter over here. No, wait, this is Domum Ornamentum. We want a legit stone cutter, like from base Minecraft. Do we have one? No, but we can make one, no worries. Plonk it over here, and let's take a look. So we're going to put the Electrum in the left, create 4 large chains, and let's see what these look like, because these could be very cool. They could be kind of not cool. So let's see, we'll put one on the floor, like this. Oh, I like this. Can you imagine, like, walkways with loads of hanging chains like this? This is a really cool look. Oh man, I'm going to use this for sure. Very cool decoration here. There we go, we'll go grab up that cooked stone that we prepared earlier. That should be done by now. Oh yeah, there it is, the good stuff. Pure cooked stone. Now we can turn this into slabs and get it turned into rails. Now, the material that you put in the start, like we're using stone slab for these regular train tracks, but if you want to change the kind of train track you're doing, the way you do that is by changing the kind of slab you plug into the start. Now we are going to stick with stone because it contrasts really well against the mostly oak logs that we have bracing the train track. It's going to look cool. It's also a very easy material to get. So here we go, and we'll go for, I reckon, 4 stacks of stone slabs. That should be plenty. Right, so let's do this. We've got the iron nuggets here. Boom, and another stack. Boom. We're going to put the slabs in the chest, fill this bad boy up. And here we go, we're making rails. Oh my god, amazing. There's like a pretty cool halfway stage, and then it gets turned into a full rail when it gets stamped. Very awesome. Now, it would be nice if we could automate this so we can just leave it to run in the background and not have to worry about coming over here and replacing these iron nuggets every time the deployers run out. So is there a way to actually auto-feed iron nuggets into deployers? Oh, hey, wow, yeah, look at that. Wait, let's go back one scene. So it looks like we can actually use like a chute that goes into the deployer, and that will automatically feed the items we need into the deployer. Now we built loads of chutes and things for our ore factory. Oh, it's nighttime, better sleep. We built loads of those, so we should probably be able to automate this very simply. So here we go, and also what we can do is we can use this method to actually kind of go back and improve our previous factories, because like for example, the andesite casing machine, we could also set up a chute here to automate this too. So let's see if this works. How's it going, Slaneshi? On your way to the kitchen? Can you make me a burger, please? Oh, I'm starving. So how does this work? Can we feed in these items from the top? If we can, that will be the easiest thing to do. That will make things so much better. Let's give it a go. Kind of edge over here. Okay, now we'll put the chests on top like this. And in theory, if we feed this loads and loads of iron nuggets, oh my god, yeah, they automatically go into the deployer. This is amazing. This is a massive game changer. Can't believe I didn't do this like 20 episodes ago. Very cool. So fully stocked with stone slabs, fully stocked with, well, mostly fully stocked with iron nuggets. We'll have to get some more in there. But we're getting loads and loads of rails now. Look at this. Now, while this brews in the background, we'll take a couple of these, and we're going to also set up the factory to make wide and narrow rails over here. And to do this, we're going to need a saw at the start, then a deployer, and then another press. So we can make another press, we can make another sawmill. I'll go grab those bits, and let's get them plugged in. Okay, so we'll need to get a little bit creative for this one. For one, we're going to have to... Why is there ash in here? Oh, weird. I guess we had like a fire. Anyway, we're going to have to extend this out, make this a little bit longer because it doesn't quite have enough room now for the saw blade. Much in the same way, the one over there is a bit longer to make sure the saw blade fits in. Here we go. Should be very simple though. So we have another shaft here that connects up to a belt, which feeds into a saw blade, like this, mechanical saw. Have to rotate this if I can find my wrench. Where is it? There it is. And there we go, that should be spinning in the right direction, maybe. Then another conveyor belt comes over here and goes over here. We put down the stone brick again. Like this, with a chest on top. Like that, and then a andesite funnel there. Cool, okay. Add another mechanical belt here, and this should be almost ready to rock. We'll also need now to bring over some power via shafts. Then a deployer like this, spin it around so it's facing the right way. Almost. There we go. Then the mechanical press here, and a shaft. And another belt. And we're good to go, okay. Now to get the belt and the saw spinning in the right direction. So here we go, we can feed the shaft over here like this, and this is going the way we want it to, perfect. But the saw is a different issue. We need to make sure this spins the opposite direction, so we can use another shaft here, a gearbox. And there we go, now it's spinning in the right direction. Ow. So the way this machine works is a little bit different depending on whether you want to make wide or narrow. We're going to start with narrow, which means we don't need to put the existing track in. We don't put train track in here. Instead, we put... Ow. Some more stone slabs. So let's go and grab some slabs. Ooh, and probably have a sleep. Just going to sleeping bag this one. Please don't be a raid. Oh my god! Oh no! We need to sleep, quick, because it looks like we got a creeper accident. I'm not sure where that was. So here we go. To make narrow tracks, we need to put some slabs in here, stone slabs. They'll go through, get stamped with the iron nuggets, and we get the narrow track. Perfect, amazing. We don't want loads of them though, so we'll get rid of this stone slab. And there we go. Stone slabs into narrow track. Amazing. Now we want to make some wide track as well. To make this, we have to use existing track, the regular train track, and we stamp stone slabs instead of nuggets. So we'll get the nuggets out of there and put the stone slab in. Now if we put the regular rail in here, this should work. Fingers crossed, but you never know, do you? And yeah, looks good to me. Now let's go over and check out the difference between these rails, because I'm excited to see what they look like and which one is going to be the best for us. So here we are over at our brand new railway bridge. Now this is only a work in progress. It's pretty basic so far. You can see wooden logs, stone bricks, a few iron bars, and these pretty cool archways. We can decorate this with some more brass, because I think brass is going to be everywhere later on in the colony to make it feel a lot more steampunk. But let's take a look at these tracks. Now I made all of the railways 5 blocks wide, because that gives us enough space to make a really nice, big, chunky looking train. Now we'll start with the thin track, the narrow track, and we'll start at the start here, like this. Ooh, okay. So if we right click on one, and we can place the second one there, that's pretty cool. It's a very small, 1 block wide railway track. Very nice, very discreet, probably perfect for mine shafts. Now we have the regular train track. Wait, no, don't face that way. Now we'll use the regular railway track, so if we right click here, oh yeah, and already you can see it's a fair bit wider. And that kind of sits quite nicely in the size of railway we've designed. 3 blocks within a 5. And now let's try the wide. This is a wide boy for massive, massive trains. Oh yeah, now actually this isn't too big, and this actually could work. Oh man, I'm kind of tempted to go with the wide here, because that's going to give us scope to do massive trains. However, I am kind of worried about bends. larger track is probably going to need more space for bigger bends. That's very cool though. Can you imagine like a mega massive train with these massive tracks? But no, for our inner city kind of around the colony tram, kind of metro, I feel like the middle is the best. But I won't decide just yet. Let me know in the comment section which kind of rail you think is going to work best for our colony. I'm voting for the middle one, but let me know what you think. Now our railway isn't going to be just flat, it's going to climb up and it's going to climb down in certain places, and we want to make sure we're using the best materials and doing that in the best way possible. So we're going to try adding a support material to the underside of the railway track. Now Create has a few options for this. There's a wooden support, which is just like wood. In a stone cutter you make these wooden supports. Put that in your offhand while you're placing tracks, and it should put them underneath empty ground. But also there's this metal support as well, and that only costs iron ingots. Those are both crazy cheap, so we're going to go and make a couple and see what they look like. Okay, so we return to the scene of the crime. It's daytime as well, which is going to make it much easier to see. We've got a full stack of wooden supports in our offhand, and yeah, looks like we can place this now. So what happens when we do this? This is going to cost 60 wooden supports as well. For this small little incline, 60 wooden supports. Why? Oh man. Oh no! And do you know what? That looks terrible. That looks really bad. Why is it tilted like that? Can we use our wrench to tilt it the right way? Maybe. No, we just place more down. Yeah, doesn't work. Well okay, let's dig it up because maybe the metal supports will be better. Now another thing to remember is you cannot walk across railway tracks down the middle. Can you do the sides? Maybe the sides? No. So railway tracks are kind of like transparent. You can kind of go through them. Okay, let's try that again. I've got the metal supports here this time. It might work, but I have a feeling this is going to be just as bad, to be honest. Here we go. Yeah, same deal. Oh man, that's a real shame, because I was hoping it was going to curve and bend with the rail, like it does in the preview. In fact, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, look at that. This is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to kind of curve. Wait, no, hang on a sec. I think we're using the wrong kind of material. We're using supports, but those don't look like supports. What is that? What actually is that? Aha! So for this, it looks like we need something completely different. We need metal girders, andesite alloy, and iron sheets. Both things we have in spades. I'm gonna go grab some of those and let's try this again. Okay, so one more time. I've got the girders in my offhand. I've got the rails in my main hand. Right click here with the track and let's go and build it down here. And this should curve with the rail and look really cool. Yes, it has. Oh my god, and look at that. That looks super amazing. Yeah, so we're gonna have to make loads of these girders because I want this everywhere the railway changes like height. This is a really cool look. Man, I love that. I love that so much. Very awesome. So it looks like the metal and the wooden supports are built to be more like, well, basically what we've got these logs here for. Yeah, look at that. That's a pretty cool look. Well, okay, we understand rails now. We understand railway supports and we understand metal girders and how they work to make your rails look amazing when it changes height. Very cool. All that's left to do now is for you guys to vote in the comment section about which kind of track you want, the wide, the narrow, or the regular. Oh man, pretty sweet. So yeah, the Create workshop is fully stocked now. We've got a railway factory over here at the end, and depending on which kind of rail you guys vote for, we'll be changing and removing these machines to make sure we have it all set up to make our choice kind of rail. But we have had a colony death, so I reckon it's about time we go around the colony now and get ourselves some new names. So over here we have Your Mum Crosby. That's a very interesting combination of names. What is your costs? Okay, 23 hay bales, so we could get your mom. Oh, Uncle B. Oh my god. And this guy looks like me. That's amazing. In fact, I think his mustache is actually better than mine. Oh my god, the shade. I think I need to redesign my skin. Okay, well, I reckon Uncle B is, you know, a no-brainer. We've got to get this guy. What does he cost? 43 redstone. Do I have the redstone? I think I do. Yes, I do. Now, he's probably going to become a guard because, well, our guard just died. But that's fine. I don't mind Uncle B looking after our colony. Who else is poking around? We got Evie Bex. Now we got Evie's brother, Rory, so we're absolutely going to try and get Evie. And she's a Capricorn, apparently. I don't know if Evie is a Capricorn in real life. 9 diamonds isn't actually too bad. We actually have 10. Amazing. Okay, so Evie Bex. Get in the colony. And she's in. I don't know where she's gone, but she's in, somewhere. And Helga von Wolfgang. Hello, my friend. Enchanted books, a bit of a pain to get, and my XP is really low. I've been dying a lot. I think that plane crash basically robbed me of all my levels. Which is, not great, not ideal. And Sheila Akazuki. We've already got a Sheila and an Akazuki, but 22 quartz is pretty cheap. Wait, where'd she go? Oh no, she booked it. Never mind. Looks like the tavern's got a few new dudes though. Pretty cool. Violatia. We haven't got a Violatia. So, 28? Is that 28? I can't read that. It's pretty hard to see. 28 gold. That seems pretty okay. We've already got a Slaneshi and an Agronox, so I'm going to go and grab the gold and get Violatia in. Okay, I can't remember how much gold it was, but I think I've probably got enough. Oh yeah, 28. Boom. Welcome to the colony, Violatia. Slaneshi, calm yourself. We'll get to you in a minute. It is getting to nighttime though, so let's have a sleep. I'm worried there's going to be a raid. It's been a while since the last raid. Could happen any moment. Where's my sleeping bag gone? Oh no. Guess I'm running home. And there we go. A few new dudes in the colony. Well, I think it was 2 or was it 3? Either way, that means we've got jobs to fill. So Uncle B became a knight. Good stuff. We want Evie Bex, I think, to become our shepherd. We're going to start to need wool, because wool becomes string. Once we get a Fletcher, that becomes very important. Pigs and the other animals aren't super essential. They are really good for food later on. But for now, the shepherd is probably the most important. So, Evie Bex or Violatia? Yeah, Evie Bex for sure. She's got 17 focus, 3 strength, but this should be okay. Boom, and we'll get her over here. This is what she looks like. Oh yeah, look at that crook. Nixon would be proud. So Evie Bex the Capricorn, our brand new shepherd. And Violatia, well, I reckon Violatia, you can probably just be unemployed for a while. So enjoy it while it lasts. Spend all of your days in the tavern, drinking yourself into a stupor. Now I've just realized, my dudes, we built this massive platform that looks kind of mysterious, but I never actually said what that's for. Well, right now I'm going to get the build tool and I'm going to show you exactly what it's for. Now, where did I park my quadcopter? Oh god, it could be anywhere. Here it is. It's pretty low on repairs because I've been using this thing a lot. Honestly, this thing came in so handy to terraform this entire area. Just being able to fly around, even though it's very slow, is so good. It made building this massive pillar over here so easy. I mean, I say easy, it still did take a lot of time. But yeah, what are we going to put on top of here? Well, there's a reason why I extended out this platform to be so huge. And in truth, it might even be a bit too huge, but I think this is actually going to look really cool. I measured out the area perfectly to fit the decoration for what's going to be the mystical site. So if I right click with the build tool, we'll go to, I think it's a mystic. Yeah, here we go. Mystical site. Oh, we didn't actually have the mystical site. But it's not a tricky craft. We're going to maneuver this into position using the arrow keys because that makes things so much quicker. There we go. Now lower it down by 1 block. And as you can see, this bad boy slots in perfectly here. But what's this thing going to look like at level 5? Well, if we zoom back, right click, we'll click on level 5 and I'll come back to you guys in an hour when it loads. Yeah, look at this. So it's a massive, massive airship bunker that's going to be our mystical site. And it's going to fit perfectly here in the back of the colony. We've got some room underneath to put some weird kind of, I don't know, underground buildings. We are going to have to repair the sides of that though, because that exposed dirt is going to look real ugly. But this is going to be amazing. We're also going to need epic levels of copper. Oh my god. Oh my god. How much copper is in this? I think the guy that made the steampunk pack was insane. They're insane. But that's totally fine. Now, we can't get to level 5. I don't have the copper yet, let alone most of the other materials. But level 1 is pretty simple. And level 2, very achievable also. Barely anything changes. Level 3 is where things start to pick up. And this is when it starts to look like an actual real building. Plus, also, I do think I probably have enough copper to get this done. None of this stuff is actually oxidized, except maybe 1 or 2 bricks. Yeah, this all looks very achievable. Yeah, I reckon level 3 we can probably do. So we're going to end this episode here and probably start the next one with a time-lapse of getting this bad boy up to level 3. So a massive thank you, my dudes, for watching this episode of the Steampunk Saga. This episode, we built a bit of a rail factory inside our Create workshop. Things look good. Make sure you do vote for what kind of rail you want us to use, the narrow, the regular, or the wide. We also looked into rails, how they worked, how the supports work, and yeah, they're pretty cool, pretty powerful, very flexible, much better than vanilla rails. But until next time, my dudes, make sure you smash that like button and maybe press subscribe, and I will see you next time for some more steampunk chaos. Until then, take care.